Okay, putting you on the spot now then, Jack.
Right.
Wales and Cheshire, you've got a foot in both camps, you've reared in Cheshire, you've played for both counties, so who do you think will win?
Well, I heard Dave saying before they're playing at Budenbergs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which I know is a hard green. And when I was the manager, and I think we went there and we got hammered there. It's a difficult one. I think it will be close because, as I say, these Welsh lads, they play in the leagues here in the winter. I would say probably Cheshire might just have the edge.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I mean, they've packed Budenberg with people of experience from the Manchester Premier League.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a difficult one. We've got a message on the screen, two messages on the screen. Wales to win by 10.
Right.
Wales to win. So we've got two here going for Wales and nobody coming on for Cheshire at the minute, saying I think they'll win apart from Dave Jackson earlier.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're going away from the county now. We've mentioned about televised events and so on, Jack, but of course you were responsible for one of the biggest events ever played in Wales, weren't you? The Midland Bank at Rhyl.
Yes, the British Open Pairs was a very big success. I ran it for 18 years and the Midland Bank put a great deal of money into it.
Yeah.
And there was high hopes for East Parade bowling greens. As you know, they've got 4 bowling greens in the setup there. And we had plans drawn up for a stadium very similar to the Waterloo. Grandstands all the way round. And they started off by building the terracing, which is still there. But unfortunately, something happened in those games which the Midland Bank pulled out of, and that was that a guy threw a game. He was playing in the last 8, and him and his partner had booked a holiday, which meant that they couldn't play in the finals. And I didn't realise this. I was doing commentaries at the time with Hugh Johns, and the game was played in sets. I think this tournament was one of the first people to play the game in sets, and we played with coloured balls. And it was obvious from what was happening. I could see that this guy was actually throwing. They actually won the first set, which was annoying. And then they lost the second set, and in the final set, he started playing like 20 yards short. You know, but even that set, it was 7 up in the set, went to 6 all. And the last ball looked as though it was going to be in. And he was played right in the corners. And he stamped against the ball and kicked it at the same time. And it went in the gutter. So it was an obvious game that was thrown.
Yeah, and this was live on television as well.
That's right, that's right. And that was obviously the end for the Midland Bank, and they put all the money in flat green balls.
Yeah. And it was,
so
I mean,
there was a big sponsorship there.
It was probably the richest tournament ever played in Wales, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and it was a good tournament in the respect that if you got beat in the first 2 rounds of the pairs competition, you went into a consolation tournament.
Yeah.
And we had a singles tournament, and if you got beat in that, you went in a consolation tournament. So people could stay in Rhyl and play for the week virtually, you know. It was a really good competition.
Yeah, and what it did as well, it attracted all the top players, didn't it,
yes,
into
it
Rhyl?
did. Yeah, I mean, you know, Duncan and Fletcher won it a couple of times, you know, and Noel won it with a guy from Yorkshire, I think, at that time. And then finally, in the last year, I played it myself, and I won it with Arthur. Television, of course, had gone by then. It was sponsored by the local council.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they were good days. But it was a great pity because Crown Green lost an excellent sponsor. You know, I'm talking about thousands that the Midland Bank put into it. And, of course, the dreams for the stadium were also dropped down because Midland Bank were going to put something into that as well.
Yeah.
And it was quite something, this stadium. It was rather special. I saw all the artistic drawings, you know, and yeah, it was a great shame.
Yeah. And the thing is as well, Jack, is that, as I said earlier, all the top players went to Wales to play in this event, and nowadays there's not much to attract the top players into Wales, is it? So the John Barleys of this world have to travel away to get the experience of playing
yes, but I do understand that the council have put some money into it. It's being run through the Welsh Crown Green, and they are holding a tournament at East Parade. I'm not sure if it's in the August, but they are doing something. But nothing sort of on the scale that happened a few years ago.
Yeah. Well, it is. That's quite correct, Jack. There's £1,400 prize money. I mean, Lynn and myself have actually entered it, so we must hope that's sort of well supported. It might be the start of something big in Wales again, mustn't it?
Well, hopefully. Yeah, but it's the recession times, and it's getting the sponsorship, isn't it, all the time?
Well, it is. Yes, it's. And I say it needs similar like the Isle of Man. I mean, the guys out there, the people who live there, obviously love the tournament because it's a chance to play against the top players, and the same applies to Wales, doesn't it?
That's right.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's right. So, anyway, Jack. I mean, we've run 10 minutes over, so we're going to have to bring things a little bit to a halt.
Okay.
Finally, now you wouldn't know this before you leave, Jack, but Lynn here is regularly called Lucy. Everyone around the country calls her Lucy, and lots of people say to her and to me, where'd she get that from? In Staffordshire, there are people who actually don't know her real name is Lynn. It's just Lucy everywhere. Well, the reason for this, Jack, it's your fault.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because in August of 1992, she was playing in the Midland Bank Pairs, and you wouldn't remember it, but you called her.
I know what you're going to say.
You called her on the green, onto the green twice, as Lucy Pritchard.
Oh, right, okay.
And basically, it's stuck ever since. So
my apologies, Len.
Don't worry, Jack.
This is a first exclusive to everybody who wants to know why they call her Lucy.
Okay.
So you're to blame. So I don't.
Well, Lucy is a great name anyway.
Yeah.
It is.
So
it is.
I don't think she'll ever forgive you for that. Yeah, but she's been called a lot worse than that since, though, Jack.
Well, I'm sure we all have, haven't we?
Yeah, and I don't think you'll ever forget that night in Rill with your Lynn there.
No, I remember it actually. I mean, Jack won't remember it, obviously, with all the players. But I played with a lady, county colleague of mine, and we used to come down to the Real Pairs a lot, and always thoroughly enjoyed the event that was run down there, and the greens were always superb.
I do remember because you did very well.
We did one year. I think we lost in, I don't know whether it was a quarter final or something like that. I forget now, but yeah, I won't sort of forget. And of course, having Mel here, sort of a bit like an elephant, never forgets. Picked up on the Lucy, and as he's just said to you, it's stuck ever since. And ironically, some players who actually come and hear sort of somebody call me Lynn actually turn around and say, "What they're calling you Lynn for? Your name's Lucy," and actually say, "Well, no, my proper name is actually Lynn." But yeah, I have to say, Jack, that you're responsible for that. So there you go.
Well, you're both doing a great job anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially for the Crown Green people, and long may it continue.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there's just a message on the screen here from Dave Walker saying that at the moment the new event in Rill has not been particularly well supported. So if anyone can get the entries into the tournament organised, we need to be getting over there and trying to support that event.
That's right.
Okay. All right. Now, there's a final thing here. Jimmy Parker just puts them on. He says, Mr. Tattersall, I presume that's Charlie.
Yeah.
Keeps telling Jimmy Parker that you was a real ladies' man in your younger days. Is that right, Jack?
A real what?
A real ladies' man in your younger days. Now, I know Elizabeth's listening to this, but I think Charlie Tattersall and Jimmy are having a bit of a dig at you here. Then.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's probably true.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah. I'll say no more.
Okay then, Jack. Anyway,
okay, great to talk to both of you.
Thanks for coming on, Jack.
Okay, great.
And hopefully we'll see. Lynn and myself, hopefully we're playing in Rill on the 19th of August on the Wednesday. So if you're around, you pop a seat and I'll buy you a pint.
19th of August.
Wednesday the 19th, and if you're there, we'll buy you a pint, mate.
I think I'm on a cruise.
Yeah, okay, that saved us a bit of money.
I'm on a cruise, unfortunately, otherwise I'd come and see you.
Okay.
It's not very often, Jack, that Mel offers to buy anybody a pint. So
no, it isn't. I'm thinking of cancelling the cruise.
I should cancel your cruise and go on another one. That's right, yeah.
We're also going to Conway in some doubles we've entered as well sometime as well. So.
Oh, yeah, let me know when you go. I'll come down.
Yeah, we'll let you know when that one is, Jack.
Okay. Then.
Okay. So thank you very much, Jack, and
thank you.
And good night.
Good night, Jack.
Thanks a lot.
Good night. Bye bye.
So that was Jack Hunton. Yeah, what a great play and what an achievement to play flat green bowls, crown green and curling cost.
Oh, marvellous! Yeah, chucking a stone up ice. I mean, that's something, that is, isn't it?
Oh yeah, and with walking up and down with a brush.
Yeah, it's more than you've ever done, isn't
Big
it?
stamping, isn't it?